Good morning. Welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Jennifer Slay. I would like to recognize and acknowledge the ancestors that came before me, allowing me to be here today. I also acknowledge that London is located on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, the Napawak, and the Ottawandarin peoples, and that I'm very fortunate to be able to call this land home. Today's show is eclectic, to say the least. Our first guest is a book writer and author of Grow, an outrageously fun, big-hearted musical that examines the bonds of family, the value of community, and the choices we make in order to grow. Let's talk to Matt Murray, the writer of Grow, and learn more. Hello, Matt, and welcome to the show.
Hey, Jennifer, how's it going?
It is going well. It is going well. So, congratulations on a successful opening at the Grand on the 19th.
Thank you so much.
So tell us about Grow. For those who have not gone yet to see it, tell us about Grow.
So Grow is a musical comedy. It starts out in an Amish community and centers around twin sisters, Hannah and Ruth. And Hannah dreams of exploring the modern world before being baptized into the Amish church forever. And musical comedy ensues, and her twin sister head off, and they hit the big city of Toronto. And when they get there, they realize very quickly that all their plans have gone up in smoke, and they end up crashing with a down on his luck illegal cannabis grower. And long story short, one of the sisters develops the world's greatest strain of weed.
Huh, interesting. So how did you have this idea? Because you wrote the book, right?
Yeah, so I wrote the book. So book is a term that often gets a little confusing because its origin is from libretto, from opera, which means, really the story and all the non-sung parts. So the dialogue and everything that weaves the songs together. So that's in musical theater, that's called the book, different from a novel. And so, yeah, the quick version is Colleen Dancy and Akiva Romer Siegel, who are the composer lyricist duo. We were introduced by Michael Rubinoff, who is our producer. And he, I think he was maybe doing a little bit of matchmaking. I was writing plays, they were writing musicals. And we just decided we wanted to write something together, and we didn't know what it was going to be. And I always say that musicals are sort of like long-term relationships, which is you got to be really sure about it before you make that commitment, because here we are 8 years later, right? Like it's taken a long time to get to this place. And so I was watching the news one night and I saw a story about Amish teenagers going on Rumspringa, which is the Amish practice of like the translation is running around, and really what it is it's an opportunity for young people to explore the modern world in some capacity in order to make an informed decision whether or not they want to commit to the Amish life. And I was like, well, that sounds like a really good and interesting setup for a musical. It's got that fish out of water element, it's exploring new worlds, and it just felt very, very conducive to musicalization. And we knew we wanted to do twin sisters, and we knew we wanted them to go to Toronto, but we weren't sure what happens when they got there. And then we kind of went down this list of like, well, maybe they like save the neighborhood from a condo development and all these bad ideas. And then, I was sitting there and I was thinking, okay, well, Amish, like woodworking, agriculture. And I was like, wait, what if they grow weed? And then there was a big laugh amongst the three of us, and we were like, okay, I think we have it. So that's really how it happened. We never looked back. So here we are. Yeah, as I said, 8 years later.
Wow. Well, it sounds very interesting. When I was reading about what the play was about, I'm like, how are they going to pull this off? So, it's, I encourage everybody to go to the Grand and watch this play because it's going to knock your socks off.
And hilariously, as I said, because we started writing it 8 years ago, we had a whole other version of the show because cannabis was illegal. So it had like the ramifications and the conflict and the complications around cannabis were very different. And then in the midpoint of our development process, Canada ups and legalizes cannabis and makes it mainstream and available. And so at first we were like, oh no, like we've got this whole show. However, it ended up being the thing that really unlocked the show for us. It really was the thing that made everything click together. And we were like, wow, what a great opportunity to explore this new frontier and what it is, what is this plant and what is its history. Yeah,
Well,
I
it
don't.
sounds like you had to do a pivot and then you've created edutainment because I think people are going to learn a lot from this. And like I said, musical genius and themes and all of that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for sticking to it because 8 years is a long time. A lot of people would give up. So thank you. And I encourage Londoners to come out to the show, watch it, tell your friends, let them come out and watch it. It's been amazing. Thank you so much, Matt.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and we'll see everyone at the show.